Well, hello and welcome to Brand X Reviews. If you've been following the channel, you'll have seen recently that I posted a video of me kind of going through some of the leaks that have been coming from certain sources to do with the new Star Wars film, Episode 7. Now, I usually don't get into rumours. In fact, a lot of the time I get pissed off with people putting rumours that are unconfirmed, because a lot of the time it's bollocks, and a lot of the time it's very obviously bollocks. But you've got to, you can discern and dissect these things. And there are certain sources that I found that have proven themselves to be very reliable. And when I say that, it's things where I've kind of followed them, but I've not really kind of shared it along just in case it's not true. But then later on, it's been confirmed by other things like concept artwork that we know is real, comments that have been made by people at work in the production officially, and also the teaser trailer as well confirmed a lot of stuff. And there is one source in particular that I've been kind of following, and they posted some stuff the other day on Reddit, and I kind of went on there and did a video about it. So this is a follow-up because there's a few more things here anyway. Now this was a few days ago, so you may already know about this, but I'll just read what's on there anyway. So potential 4chan Episode 7 leak, Part 2, possible spoilers within, read at your own risk. That's the headline of this thing. So as I say, there are potential spoilers, so if you don't want to know, don't watch the rest of this video, turn it off. So here we go, Part 1. Spoiler Man, the same individual that leaked an abundance of information on November 30th, has returned and answered some more questions. His trip code is the same, so there's no denying that this person has the same identity as the one who posted 2 nights ago. Again, it's all plausible, if not likely. I've gathered up the new information for you guys below. Read on at your own risk. And then there's a bulleted list of things, so let's have a look. The premise of the film is that the Force has become stronger and more potent. There is a great tremor in the Force early in the film. Those familiar with the Force feel as if its fundamental nature has somehow changed, while previously oblivious Force-sensitive individuals suddenly realise that they have a gift. This creates a great dichotomy of where to go, because neither Luke nor the antagonists are ready for this new liberation of awareness. So it sounds like a kind of what people were saying about 2012, basically, in the years leading up to it. That's the kind of thing that happens in this, the event that awakens the Force. Hence the title of the film, which makes sense. Following the repression of the Empire and the Jedi Purge, the Force is finally manifesting itself into more people who have the capacity to use it. In this context, it appears as if the Force wants to be used. So then under the heading, John Boyega, Luke Skywalker and Daisy Ridley. Boyega is, for all intents and purposes, the new Luke Skywalker, with a touch of Han Solo thrown in. He realises he's Force-sensitive when he feels the aforementioned tremor. Boyega is an orphan. Boyega, Daisy and Adam Driver are all weak in terms of the Force throughout the film. Luke has trained 7 Jedi since Endor, 2 of whom surface in the 3rd act. It is unknown whether Lupita Nyong'o's character is included in this distinction. In terms of character nature, Luke is like Yoda's successor. No mention is made of Luke having a child. Luke went into seclusion following an event post-Endor that has caused him to become hesitant when using his power to its full extent. He's not really hiding, but rather hoping to keep attention off his activities. People think Luke is a bit of a kook given his 20-year absence, but he is said to have a purpose and plan behind his decisions. He's a bit of an urban legend by the time the film starts. Kind of like Batman was in the Dark Knight Rises film. Well, to be clearer, probably more like Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original Star Wars film. Luke has come to the conclusion that the Jedi are not meant to be an open quasi-police force like they were in the prequels. He has a close connection to the living Force, and he believes balance must be maintained through a lack of interference in the mundane conflicts of the galaxy. Luke's contention is that the Jedi, while still needing to promote peace, order and harmony, cannot actively become servants for any government, including the Republic. Past events and the demise of the Old Order are said to have taught him that. He is also said to be in contact with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, in addition to Yoda. Luke does not die, turn evil, or go crazy. I think that's something that I kind of had a theory about, but according to this, that's not the case. Luke does not die. Oh, I've just read that. He doesn't repeat himself either. Where did we get? Daisy Ridley's character Kira has been raised incognito to both keep her safe from Inquisitors and from traitors within the Republic. If you want to know more about Inquisitors, watch my last video, because I did talk about them. They're kind of like stormtroopers that go after people that are force sensitive, from the sounds of it. Kira's ball droid is not related to R2-D2, and its existence was apparently requisitioned by Disney. She inherits Luke's original blue lightsaber in the first act of the film, which is something I heard a long time ago. Luke Skywalker's saber is said to be one of the things that sets the entire film into motion. That again is what I heard. I'd heard, this is not from this, but I'd heard that the film sort of starts off with the lightsaber that Luke Skywalker lost in Empire Strikes Back when his hand got cut off has been like retrieved. So that's kind of what I'd heard months ago. So on to stuff about Han, Leia, Oscar Isaac, and Domhnall Gleeson. It's kind of confusing because they'll name a character in the same sort of sentence as naming an actor. Which kind of makes it hard to follow. That'd be like saying, I don't know, where you got Robert Downey Jr. and Captain America and Chris Hemsworth and Hawkeye. It's like you're kind of naming like characters and actors in the same thing. You be consistent. But anyway, that's my gripe aside. Leia has been the Republic leader for some 30 years. 30, not 13. Han and Leia are married. Han does not die in the film. With that being said, his death is apparently being planned for episode 8. I would remind you all, however, that his death was also planned for episode 6. So basically saying that they may kill him off. That doesn't really confirm anything. The Falcon has been retrofitted by Solo, and it is implied that he has had a couple of adventures these past 30-odd years with and without Leia. The X-Wings in the trailer are on Yavin. There are blue, red and gold fighter squadrons in the film. Oscar Isaac's character Dark Lighter is stationed on Yavin. He is the leader of Blue Squadron. Han calls Isaac's character Kid, much to his annoyance. Domhnall Gleeson's character is an Imperial officer who defects to the Republic. He's described as a wingman that joins the core cadre of good guys. So now on to Adam Driver, Andy Serkis, Max von Sydow and Boba Fett. Again, they're listing character names in the same context as actor names. I can see why they would possibly do that. Adam Driver's character is the leader of Red Squadron. He is a hotshot fighter X with dreams of grandeur and has an ominous fascination with power and the Sith. He collects items relating to their order and has a close relationship with a past character who may or may not have fallen to the dark side. The hilt on the lightsaber he builds, the one from the trailer, is said to not function as a crossguard. Yeah, I don't know how that would work, but I will save that for another video. Driver is largely untrained in the Force as of episode 7. Andy Serkis's species is one we have never seen before. Serkis's machinations and outlook are very different from Palpatine's. He believes the rule of 2 is a foolish edict and considers Palpatine as having made a couple of mistakes. What it means by rule of 2, that's referring to the thing from the prequels about always 2 there are, a master and an apprentice. We will learn who trained Serkis in the 3rd act. Serkis is described as legit and a worthy foe to Luke. Max von Sydow's character is not Boba Fett, Darth Maul or Mace Windu. Whilst Sydow's identity is a surprise, it's not necessarily earth-shattering. It's the sort of thing that hardcore fans would be excited about, but overly casual fans likely won't realise the significance of. Sydow's identity does have meaning, but you need to know the context. Boba Fett does appear, albeit very briefly. I think that's something that they would do, because Boba Fett is a fan favourite and you don't necessarily see him die in Return of the Jedi. He could have survived it. So, the expanded universe, this is where it's going to piss a lot of people off. While the EU Expanded Universe is disregarded whenever it interferes with the story trying to be told, apparently a few elements from the Del Rey Bantam books have become legitimate. For example, Boba Fett's short story in Tales from Jabba's Palace is assumed to be how he escaped. No EU characters are used. Darth Revan is not in the film, and the mask that Adam Driver's character wears does not belong to him. Planets now. The Scandinavian-esque planet is called Solan, as one of the film's second draft. No, as of the film's second draft, and it exists mostly in the film's third act. The planets visited in the film are Tatooine, Yavin, Coruscant, Solan, and the fifth planet from the third act. Oh, and a final fifth planet from the third act. Tatooine is only seen in the first act. The Cantina and Garinden make appearances, and Coruscant is seen very briefly. Two parallel stories converge on Solan, where the film's climax takes place. Solan is said to be like Taija at its best and the Arctic in its worst. Right, general information, kind of rounding this off now. There are many... frog in my throat. There are many visual throwbacks to the prequel trilogy. A lot of conventional props, masks and prosthetics will be used. There is no kissing in the movie, no blood, no Benedict Cumberbatch, no Watto, and no black antagonists. I Am Your Father-esque twists are trying to be saved / concocted for episode 8, so that will be the second of the 3 films they're doing. Rebels will have connections to episode 7, particularly regarding the Inquisitors. Disney has dictated the deep and thorough implementation of the Inquisitors into the Rebels storyline. Disney has apparently interfered in several matters regarding the film. That, coupled with oversights, is causing J.J. Abrams, director, great stress. Spoilerman describes him as looking 10 years older every time we see him, and having no love lost for Disney at this point. There are 3 lightsaber battles in the film. 2 of the 3 illustrate the vast skill gap between the combatants, and the third is a magnificent, heavy-hitting and original trilogy-styled scene. The Empire is said to become more of a secondary foe as the new trilogy progresses. Again, I've been hearing this. Kind of get that vibe from everything else that I've seen. The film is apparently on par, quality-wise, with Episode 4. I'd say it is as good as A New Hope. Spoilerman says, when asked which film it measures up to. Spoilerman claims to have seen the script and some raw footage dailies. He has great respect for Kasdan, that's Lawrence Kasdan, the writer. He contends that everything he says will be 95% correct, but also that Disney and Lucasfilm are actively leaking fake information to spin things different ways and throw people off. In February, an influx of information, both true and false, will result in apparent contradictions. I do know the reason for that as well. Apparently, this is what I've heard, that a lot of the British crew that worked on the film are under contract, which expires in February, so they are expecting a lot of stuff to come out in February because they can actually do it at that point. So presumably they're preparing for this and they're going to put out disinformation at the same time. So I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing that that's coming, because, like I say, they are going to sort of counter, well, Lucasfilm and Disney are going to counter the leaks by putting sort of bad information out. Ali Arkan is said to be one of the mouthpieces for the fake spins. Spoilerman's last message is that we don't fall to the spin machine. So it's going to be difficult to kind of dissect that once February comes, I guess. But this Spoilerman source does appear to be very good and is being taken very credibly by other websites and other people as well. And as I say, a lot of the sources that I've been following have in fact turned out to be correct, as confirmed by things like the trailer and so on. So that's great anyway. That's the whole thing, and it's on Reddit at the moment. It's a couple of days old, but and there was a leak shortly before as well. So what do you think anyway? Leave comments on YouTube, and I will be doing further Star Wars news as and when it comes out. If it's worthy, I think this is worthy of sharing. But we will see how true it is. I mean, Spoiler Man himself has said 95% of this is going to be true. So I think they're accounting the other 5%. You know, the film hasn't been made yet, so we don't know what's going to be kind of changed, because some very major things can be changed in the process of making a film. But anyway, that's my video. I'm going to leave it there, and brandxreviews.com is the website. So I guess we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.